Hi, it's Matt Dancho here, and today we're going to be talking about our tip number 81. This is Tidy Chat Models. This is a cool new package that allows us to interact with any chat models from OpenAI or Mistral or any of these large language models that we want to be able to use to basically create chatbots or chat interfaces. And before we get started, I do have a ChatGPT for data scientists live workshop coming up. Inside, you're going to learn 15 plus data science skills with ChatGPT. You can register here. All right, so let's dive into it, guys. First things first, if you don't have this library installed yet, you want to install Tidy Chat Models. It's by this gentleman. His name is Albert Rapp. I've been following him on LinkedIn. He's awesome, and he's made this sweet package, Tidy Chat Models. You can install it from GitHub using this line of code here. All right, so once you get that installed, then we are ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to load in my Tidyverse and Tidy Chat Models libraries. The next thing that you want to do is you want to set up your OpenAI API key. Now, this video, I'm not going to dive into like how to set up an OpenAI key, but what you'll do is you'll create that API key. I got a ton of documentation on how to set that up. What I like to do is add it to my R environment. So I'm going to add an entry for my OpenAI API key, and then I will put the key in there. And it's very simple. So you just use this line of code here. So Control-Shift-C, comment that out. And then once you do that, you'll need to restart your RStudio IDE, and then you'll be able to access your OpenAI API key. So when I run this line, this actually pulls in my live API key. All right, once you get that started, the next thing that you want to do is we want to start using this package. And this is really cool. So Albert's made it super easy to basically set up an OpenAI chat model. So here's how we're going to do it. We start with this function called create chat. I'm just going to run this. And what that does is it creates this OpenAI. Now there's no messages in here. It's going to output just the chat engine is OpenAI. So that's what we have here. There's other models that you can use like Mistral. So check out the documentation for Tidy Chat Models to find out more. The next thing though, we're going to create this R coding chatbot. And what this is going to do is it's going to make a virtual chatbot that's designed to return our code. So let's see how we do this. I'm going to use OpenAI's most advanced model that they currently have. So I'm going to set it up with GPT-4o. That's what this line of code does. You can see that now that I've added a model in here, and we're just going to pipe it. So this piping makes it really easy to customize the model. I'm going to use a temperature of 0 because I don't want it to be very flexible, meaning I want it to be very fact-based, and I don't want it to use a lot of creativity when creating the R code. I'm also going to limit the max tokens to 2,500. That's just to make sure that I don't produce very long responses, okay? So max tokens, 2,500. And then I'm going to add this message, and it's important to get this right. You want to do role system, so you're going to tell that LLM, basically pre-frame it with a message. I'm going to tell it, you are a chatbot that writes R programs and R code scripts. You only return R code, do not return anything else, because I want to be very specific for this role of an R coding chatbot. All right, once I do that, I'm just going to run this R code. You'll see you have this R code chatbot now. And now we can actually ask it questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another pipe, and I'm going to add a new message with a role of user, and this would be your user interface. So if you create like a virtual chatbot, you can imagine that your user is going to be asking it questions. So this is the question that a user would ask: create a Shiny app that includes a data set such as empty cars and makes a visualization using Plotly for columns that the user selects. Allow the user to upload an Excel file or CSV file that changes the data being analyzed by the Plotly plot. Okay, so when I do that now, we're going to store it as this new thing called R code chatbot message added. And once I've added that, we can then run this call, this function called perform chat. So when I do that, it's going to actually ping the OpenAI API with that ChatGPT 4o model, and it's going to produce a result. So it takes a second or so for it to run. Once it's finished, there we go. And now what we can do is we can extract the results. So check this out. We can extract it here, this assistant. So you got the system, the user, and then the assistant. The assistant message is right here. So if I want to extract out that assistant message and print it out using the cat command, I can do so here. And this is the Shiny app it just built for me. All right, so this is pretty slick. I've actually run this before, and this is the output that it provides, okay? So let's see if this thing actually works though. So this is the chat output. I just opened up a new screen here, and I'm in this 081 tidy chat models. So that's this chat output.r. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this Shiny app. It's gonna produce it over here. We've got the Shiny app opened up. This is what ChatGPT just built for me, or I should say the OpenAI model. I'm going to browse for that data set. So this is the empty car CSV, and there we go. We've got we can do MPG versus displacement. We can, check out any of these horsepower, see how that varies with, see how the number of cylinders impacts it and so on. So pretty cool. It made this Shiny app very quickly for me. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is RTIP 81. Make sure to join the RTIP's newsletter. And just to reiterate, I do have a ChatGPT for Data Scientists live workshop coming up. You're going to learn 15 plus data science skills with ChatGPT, and here is the link to register. So just check that out, and I will see you there live in just a little bit.